Las Vegas, Nevada. The Grand Meridian Casino stood as a shimmering testament to opulence and security. Millions of dollars flowed through its gleaming halls every day, protected by layers of advanced technology and vigilant staff. From biometric access points to sophisticated network firewalls, the Meridian was considered impenetrable. Its owner, the enigmatic Mr. Alastair Thorne, often boasted of his casino's digital fortress, a place where fortunes could be won and lost, but never stolen. No one could have predicted that its Achilles heel would be found in the most unlikely of places, a small, unassuming device, quietly humming within a tropical fish tank. Our story begins 6 months earlier, in the digital shadows where a group known only as Siphon operated. They weren't your typical cyber criminals driven solely by greed. Siphon saw themselves as digital provocateurs, their heists not just about money, but about exposing the fragile illusions of modern security. They sought targets that represented the pinnacle of technological defense, aiming to unravel them with surgical precision. The Grand Meridian, with its public boasts and cutting-edge infrastructure, presented an irresistible challenge. Siphon began their meticulous reconnaissance, probing for the smallest crack in the casino's formidable digital armor. The Meridian's network, like many modern buildings, was a sprawling labyrinth. Beyond the gaming machines and point-of-sale systems, thousands of Internet of Things (IoT) devices hummed away, smart lights, climate controls, security sensors, and even a Wi-Fi-connected aquarium water heater in the lobby's elaborate tropical display. These devices were often overlooked by traditional security audits, relegated to an unimportant subnet. For Siphon, however, this vast, unmonitored periphery was a goldmine. Their initial scans, conducted remotely, started painting a picture not of a fortress, but of a sprawling, exposed digital city, with countless back alleys. Deep within the Meridian's lobby, a stunning 300-gallon saltwater aquarium captivated guests. Its delicate ecosystem was maintained by an array of smart devices, including a state-of-the-art Wi-Fi-connected water heater, model Aquarium 3000. This particular heater, manufactured by a lesser-known company, ran on outdated firmware, riddled with known, yet unpatched, vulnerabilities. It was designed for home use, never intended for a high-security corporate network. Siphon discovered this specific device through an automated port scan, its open ports broadcasting an invitation. It was the perfect, unassuming entry point, a Trojan horse disguised as convenience. Siphon didn't need physical access. From a secure, undisclosed location thousands of miles away, they launched their attack. Leveraging the Aquarium 3000's firmware vulnerabilities, they gained root access to the device. This wasn't about heating water anymore, it was about bypassing the first line of defense. They uploaded malicious code, transforming the simple heater into a stealthy network probe, mapping the Meridian's internal structure. For weeks, the heater silently reported back to Siphon, detailing every connected device, every open port, every potential pathway deeper into the casino's digital heart. No alarms were triggered, no red flags raised. The initial breach was just the beginning. The biggest security failure wasn't just the vulnerable heater, but the casino's flat network architecture. The IoT subnet, where the heater resided, was not adequately isolated from critical systems. Siphon exploited this, using the heater as a pivot point. They moved laterally, escalating privileges, hopping from one less secured device to another. From the aquarium heater, they reached the building management system, then the surveillance network, and finally, the casino's primary financial servers. Each step was carefully masked, their digital fingerprints meticulously erased, leaving behind a pristine trail of normalcy. After weeks of reconnaissance and privilege escalation, Siphon gained access to the casino's crown jewels, the digital vault management system and the high roller accounts. They found a shocking level of interconnectedness, where a breach in one system could cascade across many. Employee credentials, obtained through phishing attacks against IT staff, provided the final keys. They now had the ability to manipulate payout algorithms, transfer funds discreetly, and even override physical security measures connected to the main vault. The Grand Meridian's impregnable fortress was now an open book, its digital gates controlled by an unseen enemy. It was a bustling Saturday night, 3 months after the initial breach. The casino floor vibrated with energy, oblivious to the silent storm brewing in its digital infrastructure. Siphon chose this peak time to maximize chaos and camouflage their actions amidst legitimate high-volume transactions. Their plan was multifaceted: create a diversion in the surveillance room, subtly manipulate a few high-value slot machines, and, most critically, initiate a series of untraceable wire transfers from various high-roller accounts. The goal was not a single, dramatic withdrawal, but a series of smaller, unflagged transfers designed to fly under the radar until it was too late. As the clock struck midnight, Siphon initiated their orchestrated chaos. Surveillance feeds briefly flickered, then displayed old footage for critical seconds. Simultaneously, a handful of high-stakes slot machines on the main floor began dispensing small, unexpected payouts, creating a sudden frenzy and diverting attention. In the background, automated systems initiated millions in wire transfers, disguised as legitimate inter-casino settlements and high-roller withdrawals. The digital financial registers showed minor discrepancies, dismissed as typical Saturday night fluctuations by overworked staff. By the time the systems stabilized, the damage was done. Sunday morning, the silence in Alastair Thorne's office was deafening. The initial reports were confused, then alarming. An internal audit flagged unusual transaction patterns, followed by calls from high-roller clients questioning unauthorized withdrawals. What started as system glitches quickly escalated into a full-blown crisis. Mr. Thorne, pale and furious, called in his head of security, Marcus Chen, a man renowned for his vigilance. Chen's initial investigation found no forced entry, no obvious signs of a physical breach. The perimeter was intact. Yet, the numbers didn't lie. Millions were gone, vanished into the digital ether. Recognizing the unprecedented nature of the breach, the FBI's cybercrime division was swiftly brought in. Special Agent Lena Miller, a veteran investigator known for her sharp intellect and methodical approach, took the lead. Her team descended upon the Meridian, a hive of activity in a typically quiet sector. Initial forensics focused on the obvious: the financial servers, the secure payment gateways, the employee terminals. They searched for ransomware, malware signatures, or any indication of a traditional network intrusion. What they found was a meticulously clean crime scene, almost devoid of digital footprints, making their task incredibly difficult. Days turned into weeks. Agent Miller's team meticulously sifted through terabytes of network traffic logs, firewall alerts, and system event records. The frustrating lack of a clear entry point was baffling. Every major system showed no sign of external compromise. It was as if the attackers had materialized inside the network. Miller theorized a highly sophisticated internal breach or a zero-day exploit, but the evidence didn't fully support it. The team started expanding their search, looking beyond the critical infrastructure to the often ignored peripherals. They knew the attack had to have come from somewhere, but its origin remained elusive. The breakthrough came from a junior analyst, reviewing seemingly innocuous traffic from the building's IoT subnet. He noticed an anomalous surge of data flowing from a specific IP address within that subnet, communicating with an external server just hours before the heist. This internal IP didn't belong to a server, a workstation, or even a typical smart device like an HVAC unit. Its location mapped to the lobby's main aquarium. It seemed absurd. Agent Miller, initially skeptical, ordered a full investigation into the device associated with that IP address. The trail led them directly to the unassuming Aquatherm 3000 water heater. Unplugging the Aquatherm 3000, forensic experts quickly uncovered the custom firmware and malicious backdoor Siphon had implanted. The device, designed to maintain water temperature, had been secretly communicating with external servers for months, acting as a covert digital bridge. The casino security team, focused on high-value assets, had never considered auditing the myriad of consumer-grade smart devices connected to their network. The revelation was both shocking and embarrassing. The sheer simplicity of the entry point, contrasted with the sophistication of the heist, stunned everyone involved. The impenetrable fortress was compromised by a fish tank heater. The investigation laid bare a series of critical security failures at the Grand Meridian. First, inadequate network segmentation. The IoT devices were not isolated from sensitive financial systems. Second, a severe lack of inventory and auditing for consumer-grade smart devices, many of which had default passwords or outdated firmware. Third, insufficient monitoring of outbound traffic from non-critical subnets. The casino had invested heavily in perimeter defenses, but had left its internal landscape vulnerable, a common oversight in a world increasingly reliant on interconnected devices. Siphon had simply walked through an unlocked side door that no one thought to guard. The financial and reputational damage to the Grand Meridian Casino was immense. While a significant portion of the stolen funds was eventually traced, much of it had vanished into untraceable cryptocurrency networks. Mr. Alastair Thorne faced severe pressure, leading to a complete overhaul of his executive team and a multi-million-dollar investment in a new, comprehensive cybersecurity infrastructure. The story of the Aquarium heater heist became a cautionary tale, whispered in cybersecurity conferences and boardrooms worldwide. It was a stark reminder that in the age of IoT, every connected device, no matter how small or mundane, is a potential gateway for compromise. The hacker group Siphon, true to their nature, disappeared as swiftly as they emerged. They left no trace, no bragging manifestos, just a single, encrypted message discovered on the compromised heater: the smallest breach opens the widest gate. Their heist, while devastating for the Grand Meridian, served as a chilling, albeit fictional, testament to the evolving landscape of cybercrime. It underscored the critical importance of a holistic approach to security, where every connected device is considered a potential threat vector, and where even the most advanced fortresses can be brought down by the most unexpected, and seemingly harmless, digital vulnerabilities.